A new report says reducing the water levels in reservoirs that feed the Delaware River would not have prevented 3 devastating floods along the waterway between 2004 and 2006. But victims of those floods are wary of the findings. Environment correspondent Ed Rogers has the story.
The analysis used computer models to determine what the impact of the 2004, 2005, and 2006 floods along the Delaware would have been if reservoirs feeding the river had extra capacity. Since those disasters, a new policy has been adopted requiring extra space to be kept in those reservoirs during periods of heavy rain. According to the report, creating voids would have reduced the flood crests, but much of the river would still have been inundated.
Even if the reservoirs were empty, we would have major flooding in the basin. And that is something we've really got to take home with us. This is not, I'm getting sick of hearing it silver bullet, but this is not a silver bullet, and there really is no one silver bullet for flood mitigation.
Officials say other factors such as the area of the river impacted, the path of the storm, duration, and how close the reservoir is to an area could affect the flood crest. Under some models, there does appear to be a reduction in the number of homes that would be flooded if the reservoir levels had been reduced. During the 2006 flood, 14 fewer homes in Trenton would have been damaged if the voids had been in place. 266 homes in the city were inundated. In Lambertville, 34 less homes would have been damaged. Delaware River Basin Commission officials say several strategies besides reservoir releases have to be implemented, including better stormwater management and limiting development in floodplains. They also point out that 3 New York State reservoirs aren't built to quickly release water. One problem that could be caused by keeping reservoir levels constantly lower, officials say the number of drought days could double during hot, dry periods. Many people who were forced from their homes by the floods attended today's meeting where the report was released. Attorneys for the citizen groups say officials are downplaying the significance of the role the reservoirs play and that the amount of water diverted to New York City is smaller than is actually released.
I think it's because they don't want to challenge New York City to take less water out of these reservoirs or leave space in these reservoirs.
DRBC officials disagree.
When you talk about those voids, it can have an impact on New York City, but it also has an impact on downstream water users, City of Philadelphia, Easton, etc.
The 3 New York reservoirs are currently at over 90% of capacity. Ed Rogers, NJN News, Flemington.